And welcome back to another edition of MicroPats with me, Jake Donnelly. This is our Week 12 edition of MicroPats from the Patriots' 11th game on the season. Patriots on the road against the New York Jets. If this is your first time tuning in to MicroPats, first off, as always, thank you for doing so, but a quick primer. What I like to do is I like to take one play, and usually one play only, and break it down as well a microcosm of how that game went for the Patriots. For the Week 12 game against the Jets, it's the return of the Gronk-Mason, the Gronk-Cannon, what have you, Rob Gronkowski, Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon, all healthy. And finally, this is the offensive line plus Gronkowski that you should expect to see going forward so long as everybody stays healthy. And what does that mean? That means 216 yards, 215 yards if you count the Tom Brady kneel down at the end of the game, but 215 yards on the ground for the Patriots. James White, 8.1 yards per rush. Sony Michel, 133 yards rushing on the day. And what does this rushing mean? Not only are the Patriots getting the job done on the ground, but more importantly for the offense, it helps the play action game. And there is no team better in the NFL when things are cooking correctly than the New England Patriots. Why is that? It's because of Rob Gronkowski and the Patriots' ability, thanks to good game planning from Josh McDaniels, to use the seams, to use the middle of the field. So you get the running game going, and all of a sudden, everything else opens up. You've got deep square ins for Chris Hogan, who catches a pass for the first time in the last 3 games. You've got Julian Edelman running his dig routes wide open. Slants from Josh Gordon, those are open as well. And of course, you've got Rob Gronkowski doing his thing on the seam patterns, catching a touchdown pass and breaking his longest touchdown drought in his entire career. So all that passing opens up because of all this tremendous rushing. And the play that we are going to take is one towards the tail end of the third quarter. Now, what we're going to see is James White on a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of the New York Jets, taking a ball off of the right tackle and finding literally no one in green in front of him. And that is because Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon, and Rob Gronkowski absolutely collapse the right side of the offensive line, taking out every single person on the defensive line. So let's watch the play as it unfolds. First, we watch the play in total as you see Chris Hogan goes in motion. Hogan will stop right there. Brady will look over, hand it over to James White, and then he just blasts it up the middle. There's nobody around, nobody in green around. And you're going to see, as we run this play now, at the top of the line, there's Rob Gronkowski. He's lined up as the tight end to the right of the line. Now you've got Shaq Mason at right guard. Marcus Cannon is over to his right at right tackle. Now you see there's only 2 down linemen right now for the New York Jets. And the man at defensive tackle, that is going to be the most important guy. But now here is where Rob Gronkowski is so good. Gronkowski will take the D end, and this allows Joe Thuney to pull at left guard. And now just watch this entire line collapse. Everybody in green is down. There's only one man to block. Thuney is going to pick up that man and then blast the hole open. This hole is legitimately 8 to 10 yards wide, and all White has to do is bounce it a little bit to the outside, and he's got himself a huge gain. Now, this view is just absolutely perfect. Dan Fouts, thankfully this is on mute, but Dan Fouts points out in-game that Thuney is going to pull. But watch right here, Shaq Mason. He's got the defensive tackle on his outside shoulder, on his right shoulder. But watch, you're going to see a swim move from the defensive tackle, and Mason just says, thank you very much, and he will absolutely haul him off to the side. This is the key block on the play, helped out by Marcus Cannon. And look at this. All 3 of these guys are just going to take the 2 men in front of them, and Rob Gronkowski is going to literally, I keep using the word collapse, but he is going to literally collapse and knock down every single person on the line. All 3 of the men on the right side of the line, Shaq Mason, Marcus Cannon, and Rob Gronkowski are just going to bulldoze guys to the left, and you are going to see a massive hole open up. So here, everybody goes down. Gronkowski hammers his man. You see, look, count the number of bodies on the ground for the Jets. 1 body, 2 body, 3, a 4th is about to go down. And Joe Thuney, he doesn't even really have to do anything. He could just catch his guy. But as we roll it forward, you'll see he does a little bit more than that. And even Marcus Cannon tries to make his way. Thuney gets the kick-out block on the pole. And just look at that. Look at that. Look at that hole. Look at this hole. There's no one there. There's one guy in green, and there's no chance for the linebacker to pick up White because he's got too much speed. And White has the angle to the corner. So there you go. Free safety. Goodbye. And James White picks up a huge gain on 1st and 10. And this is really where the Patriots offense started to get going. But just notice this. You've got everybody healthy, and this is what the offensive line looks like. You're going to see Mason take his man, use the swim move to his benefit. Marcus Cannon really doesn't have much to block. He tries to come down on the double team, but, well, Mason has already done his job. Gronkowski is one-on-one with the D-end, and Gronkowski takes the line and sends it into Never Never Land, which allows Joe Thuney to come around on the pole. He's got his block. It's an easy block for him. And then there's no shot for the linebacker as White is just going to scoot his way up. This is just everything that the Patriots offense is supposed to be. Power running. This is one of the things that people forget. The Patriots love to attack teams on the ground, especially late in the season. The reason that the Patriots are so good in play action, and they were on Sunday against the Jets, Tom Brady went 10 for 11 for, I think, 123 yards, which is 11.2 yards per attempt. The reason that Brady so good on the play action, it's because the running game rounds into form towards the end of the season. And when the play action is working, I should say when the running game is working, the play action is absolutely fantastic. It is almost perfect, which it almost was on Sunday, 11 for 12 for 123 yards. You get Thuney. He'll go over and he will pull as the entire right side of the line just takes their men, throws it off to the left. Thuney pulls. There you go. One-on-one block. Hole is opened up for James White. And then bye-bye, Mr. Linebacker. Bye-bye, Mr. Free Safety. So that will do it for the Week 12 edition of MicroPats. The Patriots taking down the New York Jets. A little bit of a sloppy game, but the Patriots do end up winning it by a margin of 14 points. We'll be back next week. Big game for the Patriots as they will play the Minnesota Vikings, although it looks like the Vikings will be without Xavier Rhodes, who seemed to pull a hamstring in the game on Sunday night against the Green Bay Packers. Well, that will do it for the Week 12 edition of MicroPats. This is me, Jake Donnelly, saying, as always, thank you for tuning in, and, hey, go Pats.